Good morning and happy Wednesday. It is currently 10:21 a.m. and I am down in the grow office. I already knew that I had a lot more garden stuff that I needed to do this week. I say this week, obviously it's Wednesday. I mean because I work Thursday through Sunday, so I can't really do a lot of gardening on those days. It's difficult for me to get up in the morning and water the garden before I go to work, so I'm not going to add any extra to that. But I am fairly bad at keeping myself organized and making sure that I do specific tasks on time that need to be done. So I recently came into contact with this website app. I don't know. It's called Seed Time. It is basically an interactive online garden calendar, workbook, task sheet, school, I don't know, a lot of things. I'm going to show you guys a little bit about how that's helping me, and then we're going to actually go out to the garden. But I had to start my day with some organization and some coffee. Okay. I'm going to flip this around so you can just see the screen that I'm seeing. I'm going to show you what all I've been doing on here because it actually is very, very cool. This is Seed Time. As you can see up here at the top, it's just app.seedtime.us. So this is the month of July, and these are things that I've already done. That's why they're crossed out. And these are all things that I've already done. Actually, in the video that I made yesterday, I showed you guys all of the broccoli and Brussels sprouts and cabbage and cauliflower and lettuce that I seeded. And this is all where those tasks are listed. So this is the calendar, and I can scroll down. It's by month. So again, in July, this is what I need to do today. This is direct seed oxheart carrots and direct seed imperator carrots. And then there's a few tasks up here on the very last day of July that I need to start doing, but there's a window per task, so it's not like you have to do it on a specific day, just during a specific week. So this is August, and I'm so sure that this looks overwhelming to you guys because it looked overwhelming to me too. But I did have to add in each of these. So this is bed preparation for chioggia beets, bed preparation for carrots, bed preparation for peas, bed preparation for cilantro. And then it'll say things like direct seed carrots, direct seed peas, direct seed radishes. And then later it'll start saying cultivating. So this is cultivating carrots, which just means taking care of your plants, cultivating. So this calendar is very helpful to understand exactly how much I have to do. You can make it go by month or by year, but I prefer the month. And then you can go over here to the side, and this is what we're on right now, calendar. And then this is the other one that I've been using, which is tasks. So that in the tasks section, it will show you what is due this week. So between the 17th and the 23rd of July, I need to be direct seeding spring blush peas. And between the 24th and 30th of July, I need to be direct seeding atomic red carrots, so on and so forth. This harvesting Sugar Rush peach peppers is because the Sugar Rush peach peppers are obviously in their prime right now. It's the end of summer, it's really hot outside, and hot peppers love hot weather. So that's kind of how that's working, and I honestly haven't done a lot of this stuff over here. The classroom, it takes you to the masterclass page for Seed Time, where they have master classes, which is video training lessons, live webinars. Resources are gardening coupons, resource center, plug and play garden plan, just lots and lots of things. There's a journal. You can choose a date, title it, and write comments and add pictures for anything in your garden. You can switch your garden, so I could add a calendar if I wanted to. So this is for my container garden. I could add one for my indoor garden if I really wanted to, but I don't think my indoor garden is of the scale that I need that, and the only garden I have is my container garden, so all that's fine. You can add your own crops. They have a very large list of crops that they already have information for, but if they don't have information, then you could add it yourself. To add a crop, you just kind of go add crop, select a category. I'm just going to select one that I don't have. We'll go with collards. I don't have any collards. You can select a variety, so they just kind of have a bunch of pre-built-in ones. We'll go with champion, because I don't know, I don't grow collards. You could put an extra label on them if you want, so if I wanted to, I could be like container number 7, but like I said, I'm not actually growing these, so I'm not going to fill that in. All of the colors that you were seeing on my calendar, I got to choose myself, so you just go up here and choose a color, and then down here where you can click advanced settings or restore default, this is where they have the built-in information. The schedule, you can choose relative to frost or manual. I'm going to leave it at relative to frost, and then you pick which season you want to grow it in. So spring, summer, or fall, winter. I'm going to choose fall, winter just for the sake of showing you guys, and 2023 because that is this year. So if you choose fall, winter, 2023, and relative to frost, it'll tell you that you need to be seeding your plant 15 weeks before your average first frost. And that's if you're using the transplant method. You can switch this to direct seed. It'll also tell you that you're ready to transplant in 35 days. It's a cool season crop. Offset alignment is best. Row spacing, plant spacing, days to maturity from seeding, harvest window length, and succession planting time frames. And then at the very bottom, you just click schedule. After you click schedule, it will add it to your calendar. So this right here is seeding collards, and then the next dark green one like that would be down here. Bed preparation for collards, cultivating collards over here, and then if you move over to your task list, it will have this as an overdue task because based on the dates of when it should be seeded, this date has already passed. It should be July 3rd to July 9th. But then I can just search here, collards, and it will bring up any of my tasks that have to do with collards within the time frame that we're in. I guess you can't search in the calendar for specific things, but you can specify which tasks you want it to show you. So right now I have it showing all tasks, but if you wanted to, you could take away harvesting and cultivating and bed preparation, and then it'll just show you the seeding, direct seeding, and transplanting, which is just the more generic things that you'll have to do. And you scroll down and it's taken away a lot of that list. And then you can just task filter and pop them back on. Task filter, pop it back on, and pop it back on. And there you go. That is all I really had to show you about Seed Time. I do have an affiliate link with them if you would like to use their calendar or shop on their website. If you use my affiliate link, I will get a percentage of sales at no extra cost to you, but I just want to be upfront with you guys. They didn't offer me to be an affiliate, they just have an affiliate program running that I signed up for and was approved. Make sure if you want to get a Seed Time account, use my link in the description and get yourself one, because it actually is very, very helpful. I'm not sure I would be as organized as I currently am with my fall garden if I didn't have it, so it's really awesome so far. I highly recommend. There is a free version. You don't have to pay for an account. You can have one calendar for free, or you can pay for, to have unlimited calendars and unlimited everything. But you don't have to pay. There are free accounts, which is very, very awesome. It took me probably an hour to figure out how to use it. plug all of my plants in and get them scheduled how I wanted to, and it's honestly so easy. I can pull it up on my phone, but it doesn't have an app, so it's really made to be on a computer, but it does work on your phone. I added all of these crops from my phone, so for sure go to the link in the description for seed time if you want to check that out. And now let's go out to the garden. Alright, so this is kind of where we're at with the garden. There's some empty containers like here, empty containers, and then some empty 5-gallon buckets there that I'm going to plant things in. I just kind of have them sitting there with no soil until I'm able to put soil in them and then actually plant them. I do have a few containers that I'm preparing to seed carrots in probably this week, as seed time has told me to. The first thing that I'm going to do is put soil, I'm going to go inside and get a drill and put holes in these containers so that I don't flood my stuff. Make drainage holes. Well, you know what? My love has put the drill in someplace that I can't find it, so that won't be the first thing that we're doing. I have some garden mail scheduled to arrive today. I got some fertilizer and a pen and some worm castings. So that's also a thing we're going to do today. My mail just hasn't arrived yet. So one of these containers already has a giant crack in the bottom, so I'm not going to need to make drainage holes. So I'm going to fill that one. Why not? So this one here has a crack in the bottom. And I plan to grow probably, I was actually thinking about growing either carrots in here or a single like Brussels sprout or broccoli plant. But I can go ahead and fill it, so I'm gonna do that. This 5-gallon bucket just has some used potting soil in it. So that'll be the first half. Just plain used potting soil. For the second half, good and trusty Happy Frog by Fox Farm. Which is the same kind of potting soil that the used soil was, just in case you're wondering. One container filled. Another thing that I need to do is just remove the mulch from this container, and probably this one. Because they both have a really bad problem with pill bugs, or roly-polies as I call them. And they live under the mulch, so if I can take the mulch off and let the top of the soil dry out, then they won't want to live in it anymore. Would like to reuse the mulch, so I'm going to put it in this container that I just dumped soil out of. There's a tag, the remnants of a tag. I'll probably also just remove a few shovels of soil and replace it with some potting soil, just to give some nutrition back to it. These roots that I'm pulling out of here smell like cucumbers because they were from cucumber plants. I find that very entertaining. Oh, this one was a straight 8 cucumber. Wow. Helpful now. As you can see, it's very windy. I believe it's supposed to rain today. They also said it was supposed to rain yesterday, and it never did, so who really knows? As you can see, I still have an okra plant in here, so I didn't dig around him so that I didn't disturb his roots too much. Okay, this bed is ready. And not being able to find that drill kind of really put a damper in what I was doing. This container here is just a small one that I usually grow carrots or lettuce in, so I'm going to go ahead and fill it with new potting soil as well. Alright, that one's ready for carrots. I need at least 3 containers for carrots, and I have 1 right here, 2 and 3 stacked. But this one has old soil in it, so I'm gonna shovel some off the top of that and replace it with new. There's one tiny little carrot growing from the last time I seeded them in here. I know there's no holes in this, but I'll put it here for now. Carrots being a root crop, you do want the soil to be pretty loose, even though it needs to be a little moistened. So I was just using the shovel to kind of loosen it and dig it up some. First bell pepper I've harvested, and I waited a little too long. It started to get spots on it, but I can just cut those off and eat it still. It's a sun-bright bell pepper. Feels really nice. Okay, this is one of the containers that I harvested the potatoes out of yesterday. I'll leave a link to that video down in the description if you'd like to watch me harvest the potatoes. But now I've moved it over here, and we'll be adding soil to the top because I think I'm going to put my squash and zucchini from inside here where it gets a lot of sun. Does anybody else love the way the soil feels in their hands, especially when you know that it's brand new and there's no like bugs in it, hopefully. I'm also going to get some of the mulch in the 5-gallon bucket and cover this. Mulch is great for water retention, but even more so for me, keeps the stray cats out of my garden. Well, keeps them in my garden less. This one still has mulch on it, so I need to remove the mulch, put it in this container, fill it with soil, and then put the mulch back. Roly-polies aren't that bad, but for your really young seedlings, they will eat them. They will straight up eat the tender bits of your seedlings. So I just remove them when I can. There's only one. I may not try. They are kind of fast and can roll up into little balls. But those that I just picked out, there's literally like 8 of them just sitting in a pile together. I think there's a little too much old soil, so I'm going to take a shovel or 2 out. Ooh, it's starting to get hot. Put mulch back on that one. I'm starting to sweat. Gross. So these 2 beds are ready to plant, as well as the 3 carrot beds. That was the last of my brand new soil. My mint really needs some water. It doesn't have any mulch, so the soil dries out really fast. Maybe just add some mulch to it right now, honestly. Last thing I'm going to do in here before going on inside to take a break
is plant up these 2 Sugar Rush peach peppers. This one grew into the container that I had it sitting inside of, and I pulled it out and it's sad. And this one is growing fine, but it's now starting to yellow, so I would just like it in a bigger pot. So I'm going to put each of these in its own 5-gallon container, starting with this one. Nice roots, not too root bound, nice and white, and they smell good. Plop them in there. I am using used soil to do this, but as I said a bit ago, I am going to be getting some liquid fertilizer in the mail today, so I will feed these with liquid fertilizer. And now that they're in larger containers, they can also get mulch on top of them so they don't dry out as fast. There's one. And then the second one is a little smaller, so we can start with a bit more soil in the bucket. And I hope this one lives, because it is looking very sad. So many ants on the bottom of it. I'm sorry if you can hear those dogs barking. They kind of never stop barking. They're permanent outside dogs, and they don't love that, especially in this heat. It's my neighbor's dogs. There's the second one. And then mulch.
Good morning, guys. It is Friday. I still haven't finished that video from Wednesday, but my package did come in on time, and it is right here. So I just thought that I would take this morning to open it up, show you guys what I got, and video. First off, the thing that was making the bag heavy. Oh, there's a hole in it. Okay, let me hold the bottom. This is Worm Bliss Organic All Natural Earthworm Castings. I'm going to use this to top dress around a lot of my plants just to give them a good bit of nitrogen and health. Make them happy. But there is a hole in that. That's awesome. Okay, so I got this 8-quart bag of worm castings, and then this is a garden pen. It is just branded for gardeners because it is UV and water resistant, so it won't fade in the sun and the water won't wash it away when I water the plants. It was like $9 for 2 of these pens, so if they work, I'll be buying more. The last thing that I got is this 32-ounce bottle of Neptunes Harvest Organic liquid fertilizer. This is a 2-3-1 in NPK, so the 2 parts nitrogen, 3 parts phosphorus, and 1 part potassium. And you are supposed to shake this well before use. For house plants, use 1 tablespoon per gallon of water. For outdoor plants, use 1/8 of a cup per gallon of water every 1 to 2 weeks. This has really easy directions. This is all natural, all organic liquid fertilizer that apparently smells really bad, so I'm prepared for that when I open it. But I haven't fed with liquid fertilizer any of my plants at all this summer, so they need it. That's mostly why I got it. As well as most of my containers are almost all the way full with soil now, potting soil, And once they're all completely full, I don't want to have to replace the potting soil every year. So this will feed the plants immediately, and things like these worm castings and compost will add to the soil health and regenerate the life and the nutrients that are in the soil for my plants to thrive on. But I'm not able to spend all of the money on it all at once, so I just went for these couple things for now. Also, my house plants need to be fed, so I'll feed them as well. But yeah, that's all I got in this little package here. I'm excited to use this garden pen. I'm impatient, so let's write with it and see how it looks. It's a finer tip than I expected, which is good. And we're gonna write, let's see, I have some lettuce in there that isn't labeled. We're gonna write Merlot lettuce. If this actually is UV resistant and water resistant, then I already like it. That is just as clear, if not clearer, than a Sharpie. So this morning I do have a few things to go out and do in the garden. I'm going to sow some carrots, some peas, and some beans. And I also am going to have to water the garden this morning. There are some dark clouds outside today, and it's cooler than it was yesterday already, but it's still supposed to be mid-90s today, so I'm gonna go ahead and water anyway, and just to keep it consistent, as well as the fact that it's gonna be hot. So I'm gonna go ahead and end the video here. I really appreciate you guys watching and hanging out with me. I really hope you guys check out Seed Time, because they actually are so good. Even if I didn't have a possibility of having an affiliate link and I only had a free account, I would still recommend it. You guys, it is actually very good. You don't have to have a lot of information. They plug in a lot of the information for you, or have some generic information, even if they don't have information about the specific varieties that you're growing. They tell you your first and last frost dates for you, and just, they keep it so organized. So if you have trouble, like me, making sure that you get specific tasks in the garden done on time, Seed Time is for you. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. We are now upwards of 300 subscribers, which is a slow but steady rate going upward. So I'm happy with that. Thanks so much for caring about what's going on in my garden, and I'll see you guys in the next one.